maybe that is who he is. Maybe that's how he is. But it just, and I don't know him obviously.
But he's just, I think he's just not used to being that dude that gets interviewed.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
dude, Horace was
The sidekick to the sidekick.
basically.
The sidekick. Hey, but you know what? He kind of reminds me of Charles Oakley, not personality wise or look wise, but this is the reason why I say that. I remember Charles Oakley, or maybe he always had the shot, but to me it seemed like at some point he developed like a 15-footer.
Yeah, Horace always had a good mid-range jump shot. That's what he was known for.
But see,
or a fast break.
it seemed like it came on later to me too,
Little bit.
like Oakley's did. So I almost felt like they were the same player in a sense.
No, he was a way better shooter than Oak. Way better shooter than Oak.
Maybe so,
I don't think that Oak.
but that's what he kind of reminded me of.
And that's kind of one of the reasons why they got rid of Oak, because they had gotten Horace Grant in, so they didn't necessarily need Oak, and Horace is more athletic, like speed wise than Oakley.
He's a little
Oakley
taller,
was
too,
stronger,
right?
yeah. I think Oakley's like 6'8" and Horace was like 6'10". But
Yeah, of course Oakley was strong. He took out the whole Knicks organization.
yes, sir. There we go. But yeah, one thing that I forgot. So this is another thing that speaks to Michael Jordan's greatness, and we'll see if you agree with this.
Okay.
Michael Jordan left to play baseball.
Yep.
The year after he left, there was 3 Chicago Bulls on the All-Star team: Horace Grant, B.J. Armstrong, and Scottie Pippen.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me the greatest player? These guys all started their career with this dude. So basically, they were never on another team. They practiced, played with Michael Jordan all this time. You didn't hear about B.J. Armstrong, Scottie Pippen, or Horace Grant coming out of college. Nobody knew who the fuck they were. So
Apparently somebody knew because they took Pippen pretty freaking. Well, the Sonics.
it was
took
like
him pretty.
seven
He was
or eight.
first rounder.
Yeah, but like 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. But anyway, so 3 of the Bulls made the All-Star team the year that Michael Jordan left,
Right.
which means they weren't All-Stars, but they were made into All-Stars. And maybe that could have been, well, no, because Scotty was the only one that was voted in by the fans.
Okay.
The other 2 got, I think
Reserve.
that's the way the reserves are. The
Yeah,
reserves are
I
voted for the
forget
coaches.
how they. I think so. By
The coaches
yeah.
or something like that. So they got voted by the coaches.
Because the fans don't know shit. Truth be told, I mean some fans do.
Agreed.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty impressive so if Michael was there, they would have had 4. I don't think any team's had 4 All-Stars since Boston or Golden State has.
Rondo was an All-Star.
No. I'm talking about Bird.
Oh, you talking? Oh,
McHale,
yes.
Parrish,
They had 4 All-Stars.
Ainge.
Yes.
They all they were all on the All-Star team together. But also,
And they had Bill Walton on the bench. You know what I mean?
no, I'm just talking strictly the All-Star
without
team.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Golden State, I think, may have had 4.
Golden State did have Draymond, Steph, Clay, and who would have been the other one? KD.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish your point.
No, that was my point.
Okay,
That
so
you make when you have the ability to make the other players on your team better, that makes you.
So here's the question: you said with Jordan they would have had 4, or with Jordan would they had less? So what I'm saying is, did Jordan only got 5% live? You might be leaving soon. Sorry, but that's why you should subscribe to Gorilla Gang 3421 on YouTube. Anyway, did Jordan leave and make room for them to become all stars? You see
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying?
so.
No.
I don't think so, and the reason why I would say no is,
You taking 30 points.
I think they would have. So here's why I would say they have less. I think they got voted in by the coaches because of their performance that year with the Bulls, knowing that Michael Jordan wasn't on the team. Like, they were still, I think, the top team in the East, even without Michael Jordan. So, with that in mind, I'm like, wow, these guys aren't just Michael Jordan sidekicks. They're actually pretty damn good all on their own. So, in that respect, I think that's what earned them that all-star team. Had Michael Jordan been there, it would have just been like, you guys are killing people because Michael Jordan's on your team. And it just is, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's hard to say. You know what I mean? I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It's impossible for us to know.
Yeah, listen, there's no doubt that Jordan made his teammates better. There's no doubt about it. I mean, listen, after they showed some of how he was screaming at Kukoc during practice, yeah, you either got to get better or you just going to quit the team, So, Jordan was really...
I mean, he like Ron Harper was screaming at Ron Harper that one day.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, that's his boy.
Jordan was on his teammates, man. He was on his teammates. So, that's who he was.
Super interested to see what parts 3 and 4 document, I guess is the best way to say it. Like, what are they going to show us tonight? Like, part 2 was about Pippen. Is part 3 going to be how they related with Rodman and dealing with Rodman?
Probably, yeah.
Going off. I think I did see a clip where Michael is talking about your phone died. Was talking about Phil called him into the office. Dennis is in there, and it was right when Scotty comes back, and he's like, Dennis needs a vacation, and they were like, a vacation? Michael was like, a vacation? I need a vacation,
right?
And said, well, Dennis just wants to go to Vegas for, what? And he's like, I don't know. Something like, he was like, Phil was like, well, can you do him one day? And Dennis was like, I'll take whatever you can get him. And he's like, Phil, you let this dude go, we ain't gonna see him for weeks.
Right.
So I think it probably is a little Dennis tonight, which is cool. I was a little disappointed they didn't spend a lot of time on that. The Breakfast Club dynamic where they're lifting weights, where they started lifting weights and all that type of stuff. But I do like how they're moving the
back and
timeline.
forth. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, that timeline back and forth I like that.
Listen, I will say as a non-Jordan fan, it's crazy because Jordan went to my favorite college team. You know what I mean? But it's very intriguing.
We got UNC Bowls here.
Once again, I think I've said this before, is I know who Jordan is, even though I'm not a Jordan fan. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't think you can have watched basketball when he was playing and not
know who
and that's right. Kind of the knock that I was like, well, how he's not going to be portrayed negatively because he's ultra competitive, because if you know anything about the dude, that's who he was.
That's what you know, right? I don't have any issue with what they've shown so far. My issues with Jordan, was mainly because, of course, I came up liking another player, and then B would be for some things that happened later on. I think they even happened after his career was over. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not going to get into that. You know what I mean? Because there's some things that I hear aren't necessarily true. That I haven't confirmed yet whether they're true or not. But just never really been a big fan of his. I definitely appreciate watching him. I've been entertained by him for years, on a basketball court. Still didn't like him. Sugar Ray Leonard was a great fighter. I'm not the biggest Sugar Ray Leonard fan, but he still fought in great fights. Same thing goes with Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? There's people who don't like Mike Tyson, but you can't say he didn't put on entertaining fights. So Mike is who he is. You once again, I don't believe you can take away from his basketball legacy.
No.
Just
I don't even think the time in Washington takes away his.
No, I don't think so at all. You're talking about an older player that was still putting up quality. He was the best player on the team. Yeah.
2 years out of the NBA. Like I said, I've said this before. 2 years out of the NBA. Started the season with broken ribs. Severed tendon on his index finger. Still averaging 22 points a game. That's tough to do. And he was playing a different position. I believe he was playing small forward.
Was he playing small forward?
I think he was playing small forward.
Yeah, he was a little heftier at that time too. So, yeah, but it is what it is. I know he made the All-Star team on Washington too.
Both years.
Both years. Okay. So
yeah, the first year he made it. And then the second year, Vince Carter got voted into the starting lineup, and
Jordan came off the bench.
No.
Oh.
And Vince let Jordan take his spot.
Oh wow! Okay.
As a starter, because it was his last. They knew it was his last All-Star game, and I hate that All-Star game for one reason. So, in overtime, I believe, the ball comes down. Jordan hits a turnaround on Sean Marion with like 3 seconds left. Allen Iverson and him do the chest bump thing. The game should have ended. Should have been the end of the game. But then the West called a timeout. Kobe came down, pump faked somebody, and drew a foul and hit 3 free throws, and the game was over. The game should have been over with the turnaround. And here's why I say that. Not because it's Michael Jordan, but if you remember back to the 1992 All-Star game, Magic Johnson hit a 3. There was something like 8-9 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, that's when Magic announced he had AIDS, right?
It was the year that Magic didn't even play.
Okay.
Magic didn't play and got voted to the All-Star team.
Okay. I remember that because Jordan was guarding him, right?
No. I think he hit a 3 on Mike. He hit a 3 on Isaiah. And then he came down and just hit like a pull-up 3.
He
So it was like 3 or 4. Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 threes right in a row. They just ended the game. Done. Magic's last All-Star game, end the game. And I think they should have done that with Jordan too. But whatever. Because that was a pretty amazing turnaround that he hit on Sean Marion. But whatever.
My favorite Jordan moment, since you were talking about amazing things, my favorite Jordan moment, and I know it sounds crazy coming from me, was when he was hitting all those threes on the Portland Trail Blazers, and he did this. And he did this like, I don't even know how I'm hitting this shot.
We talked about,
and Portland had a good team.
We talked about Kobe and not taking away from, his tragedy, but this fucking dude copied even that.
Did he?
Even that.
Well,
the shoulder, like, come on.
While you're talking about that, there's a video on YouTube that
play for play.
Yes.
Play for play.
My God. I've never seen such a mirror image in my life. I was like, I didn't even notice it until I saw that video. I was like, are you serious?
No, I knew it. I always knew it.
No, I mean, that close though? Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
he
everything.
Walked, like the way he talked, like he moved his hand, everything.
Everything.
Like,
that boy studied Jordan. Ain't no doubt about it. He studied Jordan. He went to college to study Jordan. I mean, it was ridiculous.
The only thing that Kobe Bryant could not replicate of Michael Jordan,
the left and
the big ass hands. I never saw Kobe like have the ball in the air and do that whole thing that Mike and Dr. J and Connie Hawkins did, like just palming the ball and putting the ball all over the place. And I think Phil Jackson even said that. He said the biggest difference between Michael and Kobe was Michael had those mitts, he called them, just the hands, and that gives you an unbelievable edge when you're playing basketball. Anybody that plays basketball and can palm the ball knows that's a huge, huge edge when you can palm that ball. If you just look on YouTube at Michael Jordan ball fakes, for example, like you'll see all types of, it's just ridiculous. I remember against the Hawks one time. Somebody saved the ball, threw it in. Michael was in midair, caught the ball from behind his head, like caught it in midair with. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Getting rebounds one handed and just like coming down, and he has that graceful like first one like then the other landing. It's crazy. But yeah, they actually did a poll, like on the election, state by state, who thinks Jordan is the greatest versus LeBron. And I won't tell you who wins because you already knew who won.
Yeah, well, listen, I already know who the greatest is.
I'm wearing
them two.
red and black. But again, you know, I think it does a disservice to give LeBron attention now. Like, LeBron attention when this documentary, like, LeBron's not in this conversation. This is about the Bulls and this documentary. I think it's a disservice to both of them to bring up that debate with this whole, like, oh, well, Michael Jordan decided the day Cleveland won their championship in 2016 to release the... Who cares? So what? It doesn't matter. The whole GOAT debate is stupid as shit anyway. I've said that millions of times. I know LeBron did tweet out he had some new game show that debuted on last Sunday. So he then tweet out about the document. All these other NBA players tweeted, I can't wait for it, blah, blah. His tweet was about this show. Make sure you guys tune in. This is going to be great. And even his fans were like, bruh, I love you to death, but ain't nobody watching that shit. Right. Like, you already know what we going to be watching.
I stood up. You know, I got to get up early to go drive. I stood up and watched the second episode. Now, towards the end, I'm on the bed looking back with one eye open. But that's how intriguing it was. I mean, listen, the documentary is something special. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and knock it. You know, I'm not going to say Jordan wasn't something special. He was. You know what I mean? And I think getting inside of his head or knowing...
You don't get to see the private side of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike don't give that...
You just saw interviews with Ahmad Rashad or
absolutely,
or who's the other dude, Craig Sager, you know, he just died too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all you saw was those interviews after the fact. I've personally actually read the book, so I do know a little bit more. I've read Hang Time, Days and Dreams with Michael Jordan, Rare Air. There's another book by the guy that wrote.
And I've never seen Come Fly With Me.
I wore out a VHS. I wore out the VHS to Come Fly. That's why I learned how to play basketball. I watched it, Come Fly With Me, and then I would go play basketball. And then I come home, I watch it again. I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do this. That's how I learned how to play basketball. So, it worked for me. And I've seen all of them. I didn't like Playground. Michael Jordan Playground didn't like.
Never even heard of it.
So Playground, they intermixed like this kid that was getting cut from his high school team, and it was Kane from Menace to Society.
That's what Mike was cut from his high school team.
But that's the whole point of it. So he gets cut, so Michael Jordan appears on the playground, and he's like, you know, talking to him, playing with him, giving him advice, but it's interspliced with like updated Jordan footage at the time. And at the end, there's a fucking horrible video with, I think it's Full Force.
Oh, God.
The dudes from House Party.
Yeah, Full Force.
Full Force. Yeah. So they're singing. It's almost like a music video. So they're singing.
Crush Groove.
And no. They're singing and dancing like this song while they're showing like it goes from them dancing to clips of him playing basketball, dancing, and then Michael Jordan starts dancing with him. It is
I would
bad.
I gotta get Playground. I want to see that.
So bad. And I've only seen, and he did it he did it two other. I think because Michael will say, he said, I'm a horrible dancer. He always is like, I'm embarrassed to dance because I can't dance. Blah 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 blah. But that full force dancing was terrible. What was it? Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson Jam.
Yeah.
Like he's dancing with that in there. And I think Michael Jackson in the in his video where they document the the dancing. Michael explains how, like, it was right around the playoff time and he wasn't trying to do it because, he wanted to concentrate on the playoffs and blah, blah, blah. And so they have, like, outtakes or whatever where Michael Jordan is playing basketball with Michael Jackson. And then at the same time, Michael Jackson is trying to teach him how to moonwalk. And Mike's like, man, I just can't do it. So, yeah, it's those are the only times I've seen. And Saturday Night Live, I think he hosted one time and they had him dancing and it was terrible. But yeah, you've got to watch Full Force.
Oh man,
Let me see.
I'm gonna look it up.
Steady hand.
Steady hand. Good surgeon.
If y'all watch The Office,
Yo, can you send me the link to that? When
Yeah.
we done.
Hideo from The Office, Surgeon number one.
Very funny clip he showed me before we started the podcast. Oh man.
In Japan, heart surgeon number one. So yeah, if you guys, I'm gonna see if it's on YouTube even. I'm gonna just do Michael Jordan Full Force. Not Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan.
Is it as bad as Vin Diesel dancing? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, there's a video of him break dancing back in the day, and there's a video of him dancing to Beyonce's "Drunken in Love." Most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Hold on, let's hold on, pause that. Let's go ahead and say our goodbyes. And,
I want to get your reaction on camera. That's what I want to do.
Okay. All right.
I want to do a reaction.
Oh god.
This is 80s.
Oh yeah, look at the shorts.
Long earring.
Oh my god.
So you said your brother was a Jordan fan? Yo,
Yes.
if you ever want to torture him, be like, yo, what is Michael Jordan doing here?
Yo, he looks so out of place with this. Oh man. Wow. This,
Because who's that?
Lisa.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
yeah, that's King. Yeah.
She looks like Paul Abdul, man.
She does, yeah. My God. He just looks so awkward. It ain't even the moves that look terrible. He just looks so awkward. They must have paid Mike a bunch of money, did they?
They should have let him, like, play them in basketball or something instead of doing this. Well, I think they did play basketball. I think he said, if I gotta embarrass myself dancing, yo, we gonna go play after this.
Probably.
Look, don't get on their head. That always made me laugh that dude was all big. Look, just.
Yeah, Mike really played. Mike
That was
really-
Kid that he just dunked on.
It wasn't. Yeah, Mike really. Look, this is what I can do. Yeah.
Anything's possible. And he got him singing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta see this, man. If y'all never seen it.
All you gotta do is type in Michael Jordan Full Force.
Full Force. Thank you.
It will be entertaining at the least.
Please let Mike try that.
No, but he does do, like, they try to give him a solo, like, dance by himself. That's what you gotta see.
Crazy thing, the song ain't all that terrible. Oh man, that was bad. Did you see him moving his neck? Please, Mike, do the split.
Nah. They send him out there to watch. Look.
Oh man. If they ask Mike, does he have any regrets in his career, I guarantee you that's it.
But he's like, man, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it for us, y'all. Gorilla Gang Podcast. Hope you enjoyed. It'll be on YouTube.
Tuesday.
Some of y'all might not watch it past the spicy shit, but hey, watch it anyway.
Yep. Try some spicy ramen noodles.
And it has calmed down. It calmed down after a while. So
Oh yeah.
good to go.
Peace.
Not ready to eat some more spicy shit though.